We now turn our attention to Bangladesh, where miscreants have launched an attack on the Air Force base in Bangladesh. This comes at a time when there's growing clamour that Mohammad Yunus's government seems to have not focused where it should, which is law and order. Remember, there's been a complete collapse of law and order as well as administrative machinery in Bangladesh in the last 6 months, ever since 5th of August when the student revolution started. But since then, what Bangladesh has been focusing on is trying to, in fact, double down on its relationship with Pakistan. Interestingly, so as I said, viewers, there are two things that are happening simultaneously. One, on your screens, you see those images that once again bring to light about law and order being under serious jeopardy in Bangladesh. And on the other side of the screen, you can see where the focus of Mohammad Yunus's government is, which is to forge ties with Pakistan, whether it is the defense ties or trade ties or cultural ties. And in fact, that's the big question that we are putting today on India Global in terms of the Bangladesh-Pakistan nexus. What is happening there? The first question that we are asking is, from trade to military, why there is a complete change, a complete 360-degree change in Bangladesh's ties with Pakistan. What does it mean? What's the approach suggesting? The second key question is that the military cooperation that Pakistan and Bangladesh are now doubling down on, what is the impact of this on India? And the third question that we are asking is, why have they suddenly elevated their ties? As I said, the focus should be on security. Focus should be on law and order. Why is the focus on elevating ties with Pakistan when it comes to Mohammad Yunus? And lastly, is Bangladesh looking to induct Pakistan's JF-17s? What does that mean for India? And how do we put these things into context? Let's get in our guest joining me this evening, Mohammad Kamaruzan, who's joining me from Dhaka, and Ayanjit Sen from Delhi. Okay, let's quickly first get in Mohammad Kamaruzan on what's really unfolding right now in Dhaka. Sir, there are two things, and both of them matter because they feed into the one larger story and trend that's happening in Bangladesh. On one end, you have what we're putting out on our screens, which is once again security and law and order in Bangladesh being under tremendous tension, even as the focus of the government lies elsewhere. Mr. Mohammed?
Yes, I can hear you. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
So, please tell your question.
Okay, my question is very simple, which is that why is there suddenly a huge focus on building ties with Pakistan, from defense to trade to culture to education? It's all about doubling down with partnership with Pakistan.
Actually, thank you very much for connecting me and for this question. Actually, you know that Bangladesh's foreign policy is friendship to all and malice to none. So Bangladesh is trying to establish this constitutional system, and not only with Pakistan, but you know that in the last couple of years, the defense cooperation between Bangladesh and Turkey has also extended, and with India, Bangladesh has a very deep relationship. Though after the fall of Sheikh Hasina, there are some tensions, but it doesn't mean that suddenly the defense cooperation between Pakistan has been extended, but actually, after the fall of Sheikh Hasina, the warm relationship between Pakistan and
I'm going to read it
Bangladesh
out, sir.
has been visible.
Right.
Yes,
I am going to read it out, and then I'm going to get Ayanjit Sen also. What all has happened in 6 months? It's just a 6-month-old story since 5th of August, not yet 7 months. So I'm going to tell you whether it's trade, whether it's culture, whether it's education, whether it's military. 4 aspects. Okay. Very quickly. Now, when you say what has happened in terms of cultural ties, suddenly you have Pakistani Qawwali singer actually performing twice in Dhaka. Then it comes to trade, there are 2 cargo ships at the Chittagong port that happened in November and December. Suddenly, it's just started out of the blue. Even though Pakistan hasn't formally apologized, by the way, for the genocide it conducted in Bangladesh. But that's something that fight has to be done by Bangladeshis, not by anyone else. The bilateral trade between Pakistan and Bangladesh between August and December has increased by 27%, and both of them are trying to double down. The apex trade bodies of both of the countries have actually signed an MOU on the 13th of January to start a joint business council. This was unheard of 6 months back. As I said, this is just the beginning of it. There were no direct flights, but now that isn't the case. There are direct flights going to be there. Bangladesh government has lifted all restrictions when it comes to security clearances for Pakistan. Pakistan has responded by waiving visa fees and security clearances there as well. Now, education, very interesting. Pakistan has decided to offer 300 fully funded scholarships to Bangladeshi students. Out of the blue, a country that hasn't apologized for the genocide it conducted on millions of Bangladeshi people are now offering scholarships to Bangladeshi students who want to study. I can go on, but there are military cooperations. And last, as I said, the JF-17 Thunder fighter jet. So there is suddenly a lot of interest between Pakistan and Bangladesh to come together. Ayanjit Sen, how do you put this together?
Thank you very much. You have read out details. Actually,
yeah, I'll get Ayanjit and I'm going to come back to you. Yeah.
Okay. I think as far as the relations between Bangladesh and Pakistan is concerned, of course, it's a fallout of the fall of Hasina, no doubt. And more importantly, it's not just limited to only education, culture, defense, of course, has happened. And, there was a big unit of the Bangladesh Navy which went down to Karachi a month or two back. And all this is nothing but a show of solidarity between the two countries. But remember, it's not the country in Bangladesh in question. Because at the end of the day, when the Pakistan High Commissioner based in Bangladesh can visit interior of a defense operative site in Bangladesh, that tells you the story where Bangladesh-Pakistan relations right now stand. Because there are pictures which have come out, there are videos which have come out, and these are very clear evidences to say with, to the extent that Pakistan has now, in a way, levied upon Bangladesh in whatever manner they can. And it's just to make sure that ties with India are never recovered. From that perspective, they are trying to do whatever they can as far as Pakistan.
Respond to that, Mohammed.
Yes, thank you very much. Actually, you know that there is a very popular revolution, and even the students who took part in that revolution.
What has the revolution got to do with Pakistan-Bangladesh ties and the military drills?
Please let me say something. I'm finishing. So the demand of the students are also that they want Pakistan will formally apologize for the events in 1971 for genocide and other crimes against humanity. But the students and as well as the general people of Bangladesh also want that the normal business relationship, trade relationship will continue. And Bangladesh government, this government is also planning to discuss this issue with Pakistan. For example, Bangladesh is also tolerating for many decades border killings by India. So we are trying, Bangladeshi authorities are trying to make relationship.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to allow you any more airtime. I am not going to allow you any more airtime, sir, if you in the same breath talk about the genocide that Pakistan did on Bangladesh by any of the alleged border killings that may have happened on the India-Bangladesh border. As I said, if you're going to compare the two, I'm sorry, sir. As I said, I'm going to give you uninterrupted time, provided you don't misuse the platform by putting out what is incorrect.
People will decide.
Did you get an apology? Did you get an apology from Pakistan? Did you get an apology from Pakistan for the genocide? 53 years later, what you're going to do is you want to accept scholarships from them.
Please, if you don't let me say something, then
no, I'm not going to let you say. If you are going to misuse this platform,
people will decide. It's not your responsibility to decide.
No, I'm saying you are misusing the platform by saying that the genocide that Pakistan conducted is the same as some of these alleged killings that you are saying. Are they the same?
I said that Bangladeshi people want apology from Pakistan.
So have you got one?
Under discussion, but it doesn't mean that
there
will be no trade. It doesn't mean that
you got one? Have you got an apology?
We are trying. It is on discussion.
No, you're getting scholarships. You take those. Ayanjit Sen, yes.
Why not?
Let's get in Ayanjit Sen. He hasn't been able to speak. Yes.
Border killings. We are tolerating border
killings. Yes. Let's get in Ayanjit Sen. Yeah.
Yeah, scholarships, giving scholarships to students of Bangladesh in for Pakistan is the perfect example. And apart from that, there have been also incidents where, the Bangladeshi players, I mean, the players from different sporting disciplines have visited Pakistan. And remember, a time in Pakistan when Sheikh Hasina was ruling Bangladesh, at that point of time, the amount of inroads that Pakistan used to have in terms of business or any other form, there has been a subtle change all over. Can you just trample down millions of lives which were lost in 1971 prior to that, prior to the independence, and where the Pakistanis butchered the Bangladeshis left, right, center, killed, massacred, raped, everything happened. And the result is the government of, so-called interim government of Yunus goes ahead and makes all deals, whatever possible to do with Pakistan.
Exactly.
In the assurance that Pakistan would be helping them in some way or the
Exactly.
other. But that's not going to happen at all, because things are going to change diplomatically and military-wise also. There would be some
Exactly. All right, I have to leave it there. And I'm hopeful. I'm going to give you another chance, Mohammad Kamarazon, maybe tomorrow, day after, provided you come with facts and we have a conversation that takes the story forward, not to misuse the platform. Thank you so much for joining me today.